Good morning, children. How are you? I hope you all are safe at home. Home, stay safe. Today, in this online session, I am taking topics of chapter Nutrition in Animals of 7th standard on the demand of few students. So, we will discuss about animal nutrition, different ways of taking food, digestion in human, digestion in grass eating animals, feeding and digestion in amoeba, and several activities related to this. So let us start, children. First topic is about animal nutrition. So first of all, we will learn about nutrition. What is nutrition? Nutrition is the mode of taking food inside by an organism as well as its utilization. As we know that animals are heterotrophs, means they cannot prepare their own food. So animals depends directly or indirectly on plants. Herbivorous animals depends directly on plants, whereas carnivore animals indirectly depends on plants. Thus, animal nutrition includes nutrition requirement, mode of taking food, and its utilization in the body. So, let us see what is digestion. It is the process by which complex food which we have taken inside are broken down into simpler substances for absorption and assimilation. Now let us see about the different ways of taking food. Snail eat grass and mode of feeding is chewing. Ant mostly takes insects and mode of feeding is scraping. Eagle take flesh and it swallow the food. Hummingbird takes nectar by sucking. Lice and mosquitoes suck blood. Butterfly take nectar by sucking. Housefly feeds on decaying matter by brewing. These are the different animals. Children, try to find out the name of these animals and make a table to find out the type of their food. Next topic, digestion in humans. Human digestion is governed by a complete digestive system that includes alimentary canal and digestive glands. The main part of alimentary canal are buccal cavity, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, rectum and anus, and the main glands are salivary glands, liver and pancreas. This is the figure of human digestive system. You may locate the different parts of digestive system. Now let us see the several parts of digestive system. First is mouth and buccal cavity. Food is taken inside through the mouth. The process of taking in food is called ingestion. What it is called? Ingestion. In the mouth, the food is broken down into smaller pieces by teeth because the teeth are present inside the mouth. Inside the mouth, salivary glands are also present which secrete saliva that contain enzymes, and the name of enzyme is ptyalin, and this ptyalin, also called as salivary amylase, helps in breaking down of a starch into sugar. This is the figure showing buccal cavity and teeth and also tongue. Tongue helps in mixing of food with saliva. The tongue has different burrs to detect different tastes of the food. In the given figure, it is showing about the different test areas of human tongue. Now we will learn about teeth. There are 4 different types of teeth present in human being. They are incisors, canines, premolars and molars. Incisors helps in biting and cutting. Canines helps in piercing and tearing, and premolar and molar helps in chewing and grinding of food. This is the table showing different types of teeth in upper and lower jaw. In upper and lower jaw, incisors are 4 in number in each jaw, canine 2 in number in each jaw, premolar 4 6 in number in each jaw. Here it is written combined premolar and molar, that is 6 plus 4 is 10. So altogether 32 teeth are present in human being. The given figure shows about the different types of teeth and their location. You may observe where the incisor are present, where the canine are present, premolar are present, and where molar are present. The next part of digestive system is esophagus, also called as food pipe. It extends from neck region to chest region. It only helps in passing the food from mouth to stomach. In esophagus, no digestion takes place. You may observe here the position of esophagus. Now, from esophagus, the food passes into stomach. Stomach secretes digestive juices containing pepsin enzyme as well as HCl and mucus. Pepsin enzyme helps in digestion of proteins. HCl makes the medium acidic for the action of enzyme pepsin. Why? Because pepsin works on acidic medium and also helps in killing the bacteria which may enter along with the food which we are taking inside. Mucus protects the inner lining of stomach from the acid. You may observe the size and shape of stomach here. It is J shape. Next organ of digestive system is small intestine. It is long and quiet. It helps in receiving the secretion from the liver and pancreas and also secrete digestive juices, that is called as succus entericus. Though this term is not given in your textbook, so you may recall that is the digestive juice of this small intestine is called as succus entericus. Here, with the help of this succus entericus, complete digestion of food takes place. In the given figure, you can observe the small intestine. Now it is about liver. Do you know liver is the largest gland of our body? It secretes bile which is stored in the small gall bladder. Bilification, that is breaking down of fat into small globules. Here you may observe the liver. Let us see about pancreas. Pancreas secretes pancreatic juice that contains enzymes for digestion of carbohydrate and proteins. As we have earlier seen that intestinal juice complete the digestion of starch into glucose, fats into fatty acid and glycerol, and proteins into amino acids. This is the figure showing pancreas. So, where the complete digestion takes place? Complete digestion takes place in the small intestine. Now, the next topic is about absorption of digested food in the small intestine. The wall of a small intestine helps in it have a small numerous finger-like projection called as villi. This villi increases the surface area for maximum absorption. The absorbed materials are carried by the blood to different parts of the body where it is used. This process is called utilization and also called assimilation. Meanwhile, the undigested food is passes into the large intestine. The given figure shows about the villi of small intestine. You may observe it is just like finger and it helps in increasing the maximum surface area for maximum absorption. Now children, we will intestine. Here in large intestine, water and some salts are absorbed and the remaining waste is then passes to the rectum and it remains there as feces or fecal matter which is thrown out from the anus time to time. And this process of removal of waste material from the body is called egestion. The given figure is showing about the anatomy of large intestine. Thus, we have seen that in human digestion, it includes ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation and last is egestion. Now children, we will read about digestion in grass eating animals. Actually, grass eating animals like cow, buffalo, goat, etc. swallow the grass and stored it in a part of a stomach. That part is called as rumen where this is stored. In rumen, the food is partly digested and this partly digested food is called curd. This curd is then again brought back to the mouth in a small lumps that is called as food ball where it is chewed. This process of again chewing is called rumination. That is why these animals are called ruminants. The chewed food is then passed into a sac-like structure between the small intestine and large intestine. Here the food is digested with the help of some bacteria. This is the anatomy of digestive system of ruminating animals, that is of buffalo, where you may observe the rumen and cecum that is in between a small intestine and large intestine. Now the next topic is about feeding and digestion in amoeba. As you all know that amoeba is a unicellular organism present in pond water and its food is microscopic organism. The cell has a cell membrane, cytoplasm and a nucleus. The cytoplasm contain many bubbles like structure and they are called as vacuole. The amoeba has finger-like projection which is called as pseudopodia. This pseudopodia consists of two words, that is pseudo and podia. Pseudo means false and podia means fit. So it is false fit. This pseudopodia helps in moving the animals as well as capturing the food. So it have two roles, as well as it helps in locomotion of amoeba and also helps in capturing the food. As soon as the amoeba comes near the food particles, pseudopodia encircle the food particles and hence the food particle is trapped inside the vacuole called as food vacuole, as food is present into the vacuole now. Here in the food vacuole, the food is digested by digestive enzyme and is absorbed. The undigested waste is thrown out by the given figure indicates about the steps of digestion in amoeba. You may find here that when the food is nearby the amoeba, then it is encircled by the pseudopodia, that is called as ingestion. Further, it is in the food vacuole, and food vacuole digestion takes place and absorption, finally assimilation, and at last the undigested food material is thrown out by process of egestion. Now we will see the several activities. First activity is about observation of types and number of teeth. So children, look into the mirror and with the help of index finger, you count the number of incisors, canine, premolar and molar and record your observations in the given table. This will help you in finding the number of teeth you have now. Second is about effect of saliva on starch. For this, you have to take two test tubes. In one test tube, you put some boiled rice, and in another test tube, you put boiled rice after chewing it for 3 to 5 minutes. Then add some water to both the test tubes and 2 to 3 drops of iodine solution. Now, you will observe that in the first test tube in which you have added boiled rice, it turns blue-black in color. That is due to the presence of starch in the rice. But in the second test tube does not changes the color. Why? Because saliva converted the starch into sugar. Here the digestion of starch takes place. So there will be no change in the color. Now the third activity is about finding the taste region of the tongue. For this, you have to prepare solutions of sugar, common salt, lemon juice and juice of crushed neem leaves or bitter gourd. Now you use each solution one by one on different areas of the tongue. By this, you are able to find out the different taste region of tongue. It helps in detecting the areas of the tongue for sweet, salty, bitter and sour. So do this activity at home. The given figure shows about the different taste region in the tongue. You may find here that bottom it is sweet, then salt, then sour, then bitter. So this is all about today's session, children. Thank you. Have a nice day. For any kind of doubts, please write your questions in comment section.